I've been reading a lot and doing some reporting on these tragic anti-Semitic murders in D.C. of Yaron Lischinsky and Sarah Milgrim. A lot of reports in the media have said Yaron was a Christian rather than Jewish, which was a little confusing because with a name like Yaron Lischinsky, who lives in Israel, a guy who lives in Israel and works for the Israeli embassy and is a Zionist and is about to get engaged to a Jewish woman, it was a little confusing for folks. And so I've done a little more digging, and now we actually know the truth about Yaron Lischinsky's religion and background and beliefs. He was born in Germany to a Jewish father and a Christian mother. He moved to Israel when he was 16 years old, and he joined Melech HaMelechim, which is the King of Kings in English. It's a Messianic congregation, a house of worship in Jerusalem near the Yehuda market. That became a focus of his and his parents' lives. He did a lot of service work there, translating sermons for people who visited the house of worship but didn't speak English. He would translate the sermons into English. So it turns out that Yaron Lischinsky was a Messianic Jew. Okay, Messianic Judaism, we know in America mostly as Jews for Jesus. Yaron Lischinsky was not a Jew for Jesus. He believed Jesus was the Jewish Messiah, and he considered himself a Jew. He did not think that his views about Jesus were at odds with his ethnicity and identity and religion as a Jew. He was what we call a Messianic Jew, of which there are many. Now, Messianic Judaism is a religious movement. Its practitioners are people who identify ethnically and culturally as Jews, but they believe that Yeshua, the Hebrew name for Jesus, is the Jewish Messiah. So whereas every other Jew is still waiting for the Messiah, these Jews think they've got it figured out. So it's a really fascinating branch of Judaism. Now, again, most adherents of Messianic Judaism do consider themselves Jewish. Now, that is something that's a position that is rejected by most of the mainstream Jewish community in the United States and elsewhere. But it's a belief that's embraced by congregations like the one that Yaron and his family belonged to in Jerusalem. Now, just to be clear, unlike Jews for Jesus, which is an evangelical missionary organization, most of the Messianic Jewish houses of worship in Israel are run by Jewish people. They're culturally Jewish. Read the Torah, they study the Torah, they speak Hebrew, they pray in Hebrew, they observe Jewish holidays. So Messianic Judaism it should not be confused strictly with Jews for Jesus. This is a completely different world of Judaism that we're talking about, where Jewish people practice Judaism, but with the belief that Jesus was the Jewish Messiah. So that's what Yaron believed. And I think it helps make some more sense of this story. And I think it's so important that we remember Yaron and Sarah and these two beautiful Jewish souls who were making a difference in the world and have really inspired me by their example to want to lead better Jewish lives, more ethical Jewish lives, using the ethical framework and religious framework of Judaism to try to make the world a better place, one mitzvah at a time. And I think a lot of people are seeing these two beautiful Jewish souls as examples for them to follow in their own lives, in our own lives, to try to make the world a better place the way that Yaron and Sarah were. So I hope that information is useful to you guys. I'm going to keep reporting on this story, the tragic anti-Semitic murders of these two young people in D.C. I'll have more for you soon.